Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, project you live as a champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage, SmackDown. Hold the title, this is Wrestling with Savage. What?
Wrestling with Savage begins now.
My name is Savage, and you are watching my show, Wrestling with Savage. But the truth is, on that mic, anywhere in the world, anytime I want, I will work everyone on every roster 99.9% of the time because I am just that damn good. There is no one who can get to me mentally or physically. I am more intelligent and more prepared and ready to conquer 2024 and go down in history as one of the greatest minds of this business. Now, I want to just give a quick message out there to all the morons who haven't taken advantage of the fact that Savage is alive and breathing, and you should be honored that I'm even in your presence. When the time comes, which, well, I don't got the watch on, but it's soon. It's very soon because I can hear the voices just like Randy Orton. And my God, it's going to be good shit. Welcome to Wrestling with Savage. We're back for another live weekly update. We got Steven Chambers in the chat. Make sure you leave me any messages, comments, all that good stuff, man. And we got a lot going on this week on Wrestling with Savage. Right now, you are watching the weekly update that we do every single week, Tuesday nights, 11 p.m., breaking down WWE with me, with Jay, and it's going down live. What's up, Jay?
What's up, Savage? What's going on?
I'm very good, having a good week. Got a lot to talk about. I'm always busy. You're busy. We're all busy, man. That's what happens. That's what happens when we grow up, man. We got shit to do, but I have a big decision to make in the next couple of weeks, man. Very big decision. All right? It's been granted to me an opportunity to train with some Samoans. And I have to see. Are we going to
share names, or we're going to wait till later?
Yeah, it's all right, man. You can get the picture. It's not a complicated picture to understand if you're in the loop here in the Savage Kingdom. If you're part of the Savage Kingdom, you know exactly what Samoan I'm talking about.
Every part of the Savage Kingdom. That's what we got to tell people.
I got to make a decision because it's a lot. Wrestling's not easy, man. Wrestling is not easy. I'm not trying to become a wrestler again, but the training is real. If you want to step in those ropes, you got to be able to show the folks that you know what you are doing in that squared circle. Because
Absolutely.
If you don't know what you're doing, no one's going to want to work with you. That's just the way it is. But enough about that. We'll get more into that as the weeks to come. I just thought it would be interesting to let everybody kind of know that that idea is in the air right now. A decision has to be made. And I thought maybe, just maybe, it would be good content along the way to see a 40-year-old man get back in the ring, start training again with the Samoans, and really show this world exactly who the hell I am.
Steven Chambers say, will you be back in one piece?
That's a good question. I think I'm tough enough to survive the training, but it's a commitment, and I won't make it unless I know I can fulfill it. You know, that's one thing I'm always very about, man. As we know, Jay, the road to WrestleMania has damn well begun.
Has it?
It has. For me, as soon as January hits, you start getting in that Royal Rumble mold. Everybody wants to get to the Rumble. Who's going to win? Who's going to Mania? To me, it's New Year. The road has begun, especially if I already have my tickets to WrestleMania. You know what I mean? I'm going to be there. Savage is going to be at WrestleMania all freaking week. And speaking of that,
Billy, go crazy.
Speaking of that, let's just get it out of the way. Savage here to give you even more breaking news. I will be a part of WrestleMania weekend all 4 days. You will see me at every show with all the stars, and a huge announcement coming very soon about my personal guests that I'm bringing to WrestleCon with me. Absolute legends will be in the building, and you will not want to miss it. Make sure you go to wrestlingwithsavage.com to stay updated on the absolute latest about what I'm up to, where I'm working, who I'm working with, and what's going on. And guess what? If you haven't done so yet, hit the damn subscribe button, like, and share this stream, because it is good shit, and I am tired of yelling at you people to subscribe. My stupid producers in the back can't do their job if their life depended on it, but don't make a mistake about it. I run this city, and I run Wrestling with Savage. Now let's get back to the damn show. Jay's got the 49ers. I think I'm going to take Kansas City to repeat, man. I'm just going to go with Kansas City right now.
I wanted the Packers to win, but I got 49ers.
I'm just glad the Cowboys lost. So, all you Cowboy fans, let me just get it out there on the full screen right there. The Cowboys stink. They will continue to stink. And all the fans of the Cowboys and the Eagles. Oh, wow.
Oops.
Go Lions.
Yes.
All right, so we get into SmackDown. That's SmackDown results for January 5th, 2024. The Bloodline immediately made their presence. They came out, they attacked Cameron Grimes. They hijacked SmackDown to kick things off. Led by Paul Heyman, Solo Sikoa, and Jimmy Uso unleashed a brutal assault on Cameron Grimes, forcing his match with Grayson Waller to be called off. Heyman demanded that Nick Aldis change Roman Reigns' match at the Royal Rumble, but Aldis instead forced the Bloodline to compete in the main event. Jay, what was your take from the opening segment on SmackDown?
I hated the part when they beat up Cameron Grimes. I think this guy deserves a shot. You and I have followed his career in NXT. Hell, I even followed it in Impact. This guy deserves some time on TV. I don't think that's the right way, but it sets up the match at Savage. I've been saying this. Nick Aldis continues to get involved with the Bloodline story. Yeah. This could be a huge factor for the Royal Rumble.
It absolutely could. And Paul Heyman, again, doing a phenomenal job, keeping the Bloodline even relevant. I think he's the thing that's holding this all together. To be honest with you, Paul Heyman is the main storyteller here, and he's doing a great job working with Nick Aldis, and I got to give Nick Aldis a big shout-out. I'm very impressed with all his work thus far, early in his WWE career, making a hell of an impression about SmackDown, and making it look almost like sometimes the superior brand. He's shining very bright on Fox and on SmackDown. It's all good shit. Now, Angel, Humberto, they defeated Cruz del Toro and Joe Queen Wild. A very good match. These guys are all super talented. I had a good time with this match. I enjoyed it. Jay, did you see anything I didn't?
You give this guys 10, 15 minutes, they're going to get the crowd into the match. I was into this match. I thought it was good. Savage, I think LWO is on fire or something. This is the second match they had, and I'm entertained, and I'm loving every spot they're doing. And we'll talk about what they did later tonight. But
they're killing it. Teaming them up with Santos, bringing Carlito back in there. They have some things to play with here.
Just being broken from Santos, I think it's just elevating them on some other.
This is all good shit, man. Are we going to get a one-on-one match between Carlito and Santos? And if so, who's winning that match? I got to go with Santos, right?
I got to go with Santos, the way he's been booked. But Savage, I would love to see, if this was me, Andrade with LWO. Get a Santos versus Andrade going on. Let's bring him back and get him involved in the story already.
Could happen, man. I mean, he is out there. We got to wait for that 90-day compete clause. But nonetheless, LWO, Humberto, Angel, they're looking so good. Good match. They're stars. These guys are all stars. They deserve more TV time, just like Jay said. Now, we have Bianca Belair competing on SmackDown, which is always going to be a draw, right? She's so popular. She goes on to defeat Bayley in what was a pretty exciting match. I did like this spot at the end. We're making Bayley kind of look good. She's powerful. She's out there. She's tossing around Bianca Belair. But in the end, it is what it is. Bayley's taking that L. What is going on here? And we got some breaking news. Bayley's going to be in the breaking news later, so make sure you stick around for that.
Yeah, Savage, this was match of the night for me. It delivered on all cylinders. It was advertised great. I was loving every spot. I think we see a new move now from Belair because she did the Spear Savage, and it looked good. Everything about this was good. No interference, which I even love even better. We got a clear finish. Belair, obviously, we knew was going to win, but I like how they're building the tension around Bayley and damage control on the outside. Yeah. I thought that was played well, and it was more involved in it later on SmackDown when we saw backstage stemming with them.
It's a very good way to keep damage control like relevant and interesting.
This was definitely match of the night. Every time Belair did a move, Bayley always countered it. And that's what you want to see.
And you just see the experience that Bayley has over Bianca Belair. Because Bayley, let's face it, she's a vet at this point. She's entering legendary status here in WWE, especially if she can get her hands on the women's title again, which I think that's what they're working here towards. I think they're working towards making her a face again, but they're going to take the long route so that when the change happens, the pop is there. Because the pop has to be there. And I believe deep down, the WWE Universe loves Bayley. They want to love Bayley. They don't want to boo Bayley. They love Bayley. They grew up with Bayley. And she put on a lot of bangers back in the day with some of the favorites in WWE today. Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, Charlotte Flair.
This was definitely one that she hadn't had in a long time.
I'll say this is probably the most I've talked about Bayley in a long time. So it's showing you that what they're doing is working. Keep it up. I can't wait to see what's next. Now we get into the Pride here. Bobby Lashley's going to come out. This is going to be a small little package. What was your expectations with this? Did you expect more from this segment?
Hey, my sources were telling me we were going to get the name of Street Profits and Bobby Lashley. Now the rumor is...
The name is the Pride.
They're saying the Pride. I don't know if that's true. If we're going to go with that, I don't like it.
You don't like it.
The Final Testament is good, but Savage, I'm telling you, I'm starting to feel bad for Lashley. I don't think Lashley wants to be in a program with this. I don't think he even wants to work with Cross because, let me tell you, it's difficult to get this guy over. And if Lashley cannot do it, because he's getting pops, let's face it, these three men are getting the biggest pops now as faces. If he can't get crossover, Savage, honestly, I don't know. Drew, then Bobby, and you still can't get over.
Well, it seems like Bobby's kind of like lost in translation like a lot of other superstars right now. And I don't think they know exactly what they're doing with this because at the end of the day, you're bringing in AOP with Karrion Kross. You're trying to put somebody over here. They can't both come out looking like studs. Only one of the factions can be superior. So one of these factions was made just to kind of fill content, and we're going to find out who that is.
Why the Pride?
I don't know. The Pride.
I can't believe it's true. I mean...
Well, that's what they're going with here. Now let's get into our next matchup on SmackDown. Very interesting. Carmelo Hayes versus Austin Theory ended in a no contest. Carmelo Hayes, one of NXT's brightest young superstars, made his way to the blue brand to lobby Nick Aldis for a spot in the Royal Rumble, but what he got instead was a match with Austin Theory. Hayes proved that he belongs on the main roster, showcasing his scintillating offense highlighted by a reverse middle rope leg drop and an apron DDT. Unfortunately, the ref had to stop the match due to both superstars not being able to continue. Now, I know you were watching this live, so go ahead and tell me what your thoughts on this matchup was, the ending.
Yeah, honestly, I think it probably would have been match of the night for me the way it was going.
Yes.
It was. I think it's really like, look, Savage, you're a wrestler. You know what it is. You have experience. I'm not. But I think when I see somebody trying to attempt, springboard Spanish fly they were trying to do, whether it's the middle or the top rope, I think that's a difficult task to do. And that's what happened. I didn't really think Melo, I know everybody online was like, oh, Hayes got hurt. He got a face contusion. So did Theory. I think Theory got the worst than Hayes. I don't really think Hayes felt anything, maybe just a little shaken up. But Theory's face, man, I mean, that landing was just, I thought he broke his neck, to be honest. I really did. It was just too bad to see, Savage. Hopefully he's better, gets well. I'll tell you one thing, and I know we haven't covered it yet, but I'm glad I saw Carmelo Hayes tonight live. So I'm glad he's good. I'm glad he's back.
Yeah, absolutely. It was definitely a scary sight for a second, but things like that are bound to happen when you're moving that fast.
Is it difficult, Savage, to do a springboard Spanish fly? Just
Yeah,
something
absolutely.
like that. It's difficult, right? Like,
None of these things these guys are doing are easy, man. Even the basic punches are difficult to do perfect. You understand? Like any move in there to make it look good, it's difficult. That's why so many people don't make things look good.
It looked difficult. I mean, the guy...
Absolutely, man. But those are two of the best pound-for-pound wrestlers in the world going at it full speed. And you could see they're going to have another match. I guarantee you they're going to have another match. But now we got to move in to Randy Orton, LA Knight, AJ Styles going on to defeat Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa in a handicap match. But they made sure to take out Randy Orton real quick. Randy looks phenomenal, by the way. Just incredible. But Solo Sikoa, they're making him God mode again. The same way he took out John Cena, he's out here taking out the legend killer, you know, and it looks like he did the job because the match would start without Randy Orton. He wouldn't be out there. But in the end, Randy Orton would make his way back to the ring. I thought this was actually more of like one of those fun moments where, you know, Randy comes out and he's the hero and, you know, what's supposed to happen happens. Typical ending. Good guys go over. No Roman Reigns in sight. Show ends with Paul Heyman having to make a phone call to Roman Reigns. Jay, what did you think about this matchup main event on SmackDown?
Oh, I thought it was a really good match, and they told the story between all competitors having beef. But I'm going to be honest, Savage. You talked about Solo, you know, looking strong and thing earlier. I agree with you on that. But let's face it, most of the card is full on WrestleMania 40, and you got to have Solo in a big match. I still got Cena, and what better way to get Cena back than having somehow The Rock involved? We'll see in WrestleMania 40. I think I really think it's a setup, Savage, to Solo Cena too.
Here's my question to you: what are they doing with Randy Orton at WrestleMania?
That's the thing, Savage. What are they doing? What can you do? I mean, I can't even see a scenario.
I think you get Randy Orton versus Solo Sikoa.
Or Randy Orton versus Bobby Lashley.
Maybe. Not a bad idea. Not a bad matchup.
So we want to see that.
Did you enjoy SmackDown overall? It was a good show, though, right? It's easy to do a 2-hour show, man.
It was a good show.
3 hours is much more harder, man. But they have such good talent right now. And like you said, if Theory and Hayes didn't go down, that would have been like 2-3 bangers in one night. Yeah, a very good SmackDown match in the new year here, 2024. All right, now we're going to move on to Monday Night Raw. But before we move into Monday Night Raw, we're going to have to take a little break here and move into my favorite segment of the show and take a good look at the breaking news. Welcome to breaking news right here on Wrestling with Savage. CM Punk, Cody Rhodes. Next week on Raw, CM Punk responds to Cody Rhodes saying it's time that you hear what I want to talk about. Brock Lesnar's going to be back much sooner than everyone thinks. I think we'll see him at the Royal Rumble. Hulk Hogan saves the life of a girl in a car accident with a ballpoint pen. Shout out to the Hulkster for being a good Samaritan. And Damian Priest really went to town to get R-Truth in the Judgment Day angle. Good mind by Damian Priest. Sheamus getting ready for a return, taking an ice bath. We should see him at the Rumble, I expect. And Bayley extends an invitation to Draymond Green to join Damage Control. This is good shit. I like it. Trump going to town for Kane, showing him a lot of love on the campaign trail. Do we see Kane maybe running for a vice president down the line? Mr. Money in the Bank is killing it. He's making money. R-Truth is paying him. And a lot of people are expecting Mr. Senior Money in the Bank to cash in very soon. Keep your eyes peeled. MJF, the heavy odds-on favorite to win the Royal Rumble, according to Las Vegas. What is this? Insanity. Insanity. Stay tuned. It's going to be good shit. And last but not least, Netflix working on that Vince McMahon doc. It is almost finished. It is going to be released very soon, but they did have to make a lot of changes to it. I guess we're all going to have to watch it together. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about today's breaking news? Now, back to the weekly update with Jay and this guy, Savage. We're back. And that was your breaking news. I'm more interested about Draymond Green, man. I think that's... Imagine he joins Damage Control.
Jesus. Come on.
No? Are you going to watch the Vince McMahon doc?
No.
No? Come on. You know you're going to watch it. Everybody's going to watch that thing, man.
Come on, man. Really? You think it's going to be good?
Why wouldn't it be good? It's Netflix. Netflix does good work. I think good docs. I really want to see that Hulk Hogan biopic that's coming out with Thor. If that ever comes
Wasn't
out.
that supposed to come out like 20 years ago?
I don't know. The Iron Claw came out first. Did you watch the Iron Claw yet, by the way?
I have not.
That's on the list. I gotta watch it.
But I saw Thanksgiving, and that movie was fire.
I'm going to watch it in the next week or so. I can't take it anymore. I got to watch it. But now let's get into Monday Night Raw. Drew McIntyre interrupted Cody Rhodes to open up the show. He was talking a lot of smack about CM Punk and Cody Rhodes. They're going back and forth here. And it's strange because this didn't lead to like an altercation or a match. But he did kind of bring up AEW. He did bring up some things. Just kind of trying to like hit a nerve with Cody Rhodes. How did you like the opening of Raw, Jay?
Savage, I think we're going to see the same thing next week with Cody and Punk. I love how they're teasing us. To me, this was a tease for the Rumble. And you know what? It's working. Savage, I was woken up with the history. Holy snap, when Drew was just talking about how they were in their 20s and then they left and now they became better performers, it didn't even hit my mind, Savage. I was like, oh, yeah. Drew went through the same stuff as Cody did, and he came out on top. Holy crap, I did not know. I love what – I think this is Drew's best work, Savage, that we have seen since Kovic era, to be honest. This is his best work as a heel. He fits perfect. And Cody was good, you know, calling him a whiner, like, all you do is whine, woo, woo, woo. I love this, Savage, and I think it's a great tease. I told you, this is the first time in a long time we're going to see a Royal Rumble, and we really don't know who's going to win because there's so many outcomes.
Now, they definitely hit the nail right on the head, and this is one of those examples of less is more, and that's what you got here. You didn't get the altercation, builds up to the Rumble, and we're going to probably get that face-off in the Rumble, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. It's going to be a good one. I do agree with you. Drew is killing it right now. We're going to move on now to the next matchup where DIY defeats Dirty Dom and JD McDonough. Poor JD McDonough on a hell of a losing streak, but DIY, you know, Johnny Wrestling getting some pops, getting some chants, and guess what? They're getting big-time wins on the Red Brand Monday Night Raw, and they are putting themselves in contention for a shot at the tag team titles, I'm sure. Now, Jay, what are we doing here with DIY? Are they actually going to be the ones to defeat the Judgment Day?
It's so sad, Savage, that I watched this match, and it was good. And you know what? Nobody gave a damn. Nobody gave a damn. It was actually a good match.
It was a very good match.
I'm going to just say one critique. It didn't need to be 20 minutes. Okay, that's my only thing. But it was a damn good match that nobody cared about. Nobody popped. No cheer, no yay, no boos. And I told you, Savage, JD is willing to take the loss. When I see JD in a match, I know he's going to fall flat back. I know. He's going to take the loss. And that's what happened here. But it's just sad.
Right now he's on that trajectory because that's just the position
sad.
he's in. But I think that's going to lead to him snapping and spazzing out and going on a hell of a run eventually. And they're probably going to wait a while for it. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon, Jay. I think he's going to be stuck in this position for probably the remainder of the year.
I'm going to just say this. I just think that no matter how many wins you give DIY, it's going to take a year or so for them to actually get a pop.
Well, it feels to me like the Creed brothers came out and they were definitely more unknown than DIY.
They're in the comedy club with Alpha Academy and all that. Yeah, that's what you do with great talent. You put them in comedy shows.
Oh.
You put them with losers, right?
Oh, we'll see what happens. We still got time. The year just started, man, and I like Alpha Academy. I don't think they're losers.
Every year, it's like the.
By the way, how good is Dom right now? At, like working, man. He's really improved. Nice super kick.
He didn't even do much in this match.
He's a beast, man. He did plenty. But JD McDonough ended up taking that nasty finish in DIY. Picking up the win. We're moving on to Indy Hartwell, Candice LeRae defeating Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. So I'm kind of confused here because I thought Chelsea Green and Piper Niven were the next big deal. And now all of a sudden, now we're back to Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae picking up wins on Monday Night Raw. And that moonsault to me was, it's not a good finisher. I wouldn't use it ever again. It looked weak. I didn't like it. She's not coming down with enough force, but that's just me.
Savage, this match didn't do nothing for me. I'm gonna tell you why. These girls busted their ass. Okay, they really busted their ass for nothing. Indy Hartwell continues not to improve to me in my eyes. But God's sakes, girl, you are a former NXT champion. You've been stuck in developmental for over 4 years. I mean, you should at least know how to wrestle. Savage, the match was so off at times that the finish, Indy Hartwell was pinning, and she wasn't even the legal tag. It was Lorraine. I mean, it just fell off at times like that, and
I don't even remember
it
that.
was so hard for nothing.
I saw the finish, and I wasn't happy with the finish. It looked soft.
Indy was spinning.
What did you think about Xavier Woods ruining Gunther's Intercontinental Championship return to TV? Did you take him serious?
No, he's been a joker with me since Impact teaming up with Jay Lethal. Let's face it. I can't take this guy even when it comes out serious because all the stuff he does, all his YouTube videos, which I love. I love his channel. But I can't, Savage. I can't take it seriously. And I was upset, Savage. I was upset watching this match, and so should you and everybody in the Savage Kingdom. For God's sakes, Ludwig last week looked like a beast. Gunther gasses it up. We have this match, and Ludwig looks like a PU. You know the rest. What are we doing here? Don't we want to build them up a little more tougher? That way, at the end of the day, the good guys win? I mean, tell me, Savage, am I wrong?
No, I don't think you're wrong. I just think they have other intentions here, and that's what we saw.
Make him look like a PU.
They're trying to build up Ludwig, and now they're trying to reintroduce Xavier Woods with a new attitude, trying to make him look like a badass. But I'm not buying it. You're not buying it. I'm sure many people in the Savage Kingdom aren't going to buy it. But hey, they're not trying to get us. They're trying to maybe get him some new fans out there, some new generation fans to see him and say, oh, he's a badass. Did it work? I don't know. I don't think so. But now we move on to Akira Tozawa defeating Ivar. Again, another match that doesn't make sense to me. I love Tozawa, but they have him as like basically the 24/7 clown. And now he's beating Ivar, who's been coming out and putting on bangers the last few weeks.
Yeah, Savage, I kind of understand what the purpose of this match was. It's basically, let's just get Ivar some heat, right? They're just beating down Tozawa at the end. It could work. It could be a hit and miss, Savage, to be honest, depending who the performer is and if they could carry it. Ivar's a good guy, man, but I agree with you, man. I don't understand why Tozawa got the win, and I don't know why they would go this route. You could give heat to Ivar, I believe, Savage, in many ways. I don't think this should have been the way. I don't think you should have took that loss.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you at all. And Steven, I don't think Big E's coming back to have a match with Gunther. I think actually Brock Lesnar is going to be the one that comes back to have a match with Gunther. I think we will see Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble. I think I see Gunther eliminating Brock Lesnar, and I see Brock Lesnar making Gunther's life miserable, leading to a match at WrestleMania.
How good, if you're telling the story right now with the tag team, right? If Gunther and Big E were to fight, that would have been perfect story for WrestleMania.
Absolutely, but I don't think that's going to happen. Not because I don't want it to.
Yeah,
because
I agree with you.
I don't think it's going to happen.
Because the promo he cut Savage is basically, I'm untouchable.
I'm untouchable. Brock, it has to be Brock Lesnar that's going to come back right now, and he's going to put Gunther over even more so. I think Gunther ends up defeating Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 40 to proclaim himself as like that new monster
You're
of the
WWE. You're going to be front row.
I can't wait. It's going to be a good night. It's going to be a good night. But Ivar losing, but he still, of course, has to be a bully, like Jay says, trying to get that cheap heat. Rhea Ripley would come out and have a moment with Becky Lynch, and basically Rhea Ripley told her, I hope you win the Rumble, because I want it to be you. I want to face you at WrestleMania. Now, Jay, I don't know how I feel about that, because it's almost like Rhea Ripley's giving Becky Lynch props. She's almost giving Becky Lynch props, like saying, yeah, you really are that good, and I need to beat you so I can feel better about myself as a dominant champion. Jay, go ahead. Go ahead, Jay.
I've been telling you for weeks, this will be WrestleMania's 40 match, Savage. This is it. And this was the promo that did it, Savage. You can say whatever you want. You can say what's going to happen. Elimination Chamber. It's going to happen, Savage. This is the match that everybody wants to see. The man versus mommy. Who will be on top? Tell me, Savage, this promo did not do it for you to sell that match. Tell me you wasn't feeling
it
that
was
promo.
a good promo. I didn't have a problem with the promo. Overall, it was good, and it sets up a very big match. But I don't think she had to come out and say, "Oh, I want it to be you." I didn't think that needed to be said.
Say that again.
I don't think she needed to say that I want it to be you that wins the Rumble.
Well, I agree, but I truly feel Becky Lynch will not win the Rumble. A lot of people got it. I do.
So but Just Price still end up getting the match with Rhea Ripley.
Elimination Chamber. I say Elimination Chamber. She wins because she never fought in that type of environment.
Okay.
Give her the win. Have it Rhea. Becky.
We'll have to wait and see a couple of weeks what's going to happen there. The Judgment Day defeat The Miz and R-Truth. And I got to say, this had me cracking up. The Money in the Ring falling over. He's trying to pay off the rest of... He's trying to pay off Finn Balor. He already paid off Damian. I had a good time with this match. I thought the match was actually good. I think R-Truth is beyond good. And this is a win right now, all in all. I enjoy it. What did you think in this match?
I was going to tell you, in the beginning when you were showing the slide with the money, Michael Cole referenced that to something, like something that happened. I don't know if it was in Little Rock, wherever they at. I just can't recall. Maybe you do? No? You didn't pick that up?
No, I didn't even pick that up. I was too busy laughing because I was like, this is great. This is good shit.
I truly think, man, that R-Truth, is just bringing a whole different light to me in watching wrestling. This guy makes me laugh, even in the type of matches he's having here. And this was a good match. I don't want to take no credit away. This was a really good match. And R-Truth really did his spots, man. So guys like over 50 years old, give him credit. Former NWA champ Savage. I enjoy everything that R-Truth's been doing. If we're saying someone else is on fire like a Rhea Ripley, this guy's close on fire too. I think he is the top merch in WWE shop.
Yeah, right now he's number one top merch. Yeah. But to mention to Steven Chambers real quick, I think what they were trying to do is copy what they did with Drew and Cody, where have that confrontation between superstar and superstar with no actual physical altercation, hyping up the Royal Rumble match. I think that's all this was Royal Rumble hype for potential possibilities, so people could just start getting excited about what could happen, what might happen. We have no idea who's going to win the Rumble. Nia Jax could even win the Rumble. She did. I didn't mention it, but she did have a nice vignette that made her look like a monster.
Please, Sash. She's the most dangerous worker.
Here we go. Anyway, this was a great match. One of the better matches on Raw.
It was entertaining. It was a good match.
Yeah, very entertaining. Awesome chokeslam by Damian Priest right there. Yeah. How good is he, man? How good does he look? How good does Judgment Day look right now?
He looks so weird in there.
Killing it. Moving out to Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark, defeating Tegan Nox and Natty. This match, I don't know. I wasn't too invested in this match. I didn't find it interesting. I don't like what they're doing with Shayna Baszler and Zoe Starks. I don't think there's enough female tag teams for me to take them serious, because how many more teams can we feed them? There needs to be more teams. So, if they're doing this consistently every week to different tag teams, I'd buy it more. They're great workers. No, I'm not knocking anyone in the ring. Everybody in there can work. But I need to see more. It's like they're always fighting Natty, or they're always fighting Candice LeRae, or they're, the two other women tag teams that they have. They need more women tag teams that can make them look credible. What did you think on this match, Jay?
Okay, first of all, I believe we saw this 2 weeks ago, and we already know how that went. And it's the same thing I saw tonight, Savage. I mean, you talk about good workers. I think Zoe Starks lost her spark. Shayna Baszler lost her spark after the Ronda Rousey. She just tried to say the same thing over and over. Sweetheart, that's not going to work. No matter what you do, these girls work hard, Savage. I'll give you that. They work hard. They bust their ass in the ring. But guess what? The crowd's quiet. I'm quiet. And I lost interest. I changed the channel.
He's not wrong, people. I have lost interest as well. Steven, you're right. Zoe has been awesome. Shout out to Travis in the chat as well. Tegan lost her spark. A lot of people lost their spark, but we need more women tag team. We need call-ups from NXT. And after what I saw tonight at NXT, there are plenty of capable female talent in NXT right now who could come up and be a credible tag team. Give me some Lash Legend. Give me some, I don't know, Elektra Lopez with Lola Vice. There's some credible tag teams there. No. They have the look, and they can come up, though. My point is, Jay, they don't have to be part of the main roster, but they can be brought up for a match for Shayna and Zoe to feed. And they work, and they learn, they get some experience in front of the crowd, and then we continue to just feed this tag team. I don't care if they're women tag teams who are just in it for 1 week, 2 weeks. Doesn't matter. We have to throw different opponents. We have to see different match variations. Can't be them beating up the same two chicks every other week. It's not going to make me happy. It's just not. It's just not. Shayna Baszler's too damn good. Zoe Stark's too damn good for this shit. Now, we get to the main event of the night. And some sad news out of this main event as well. Seth freaking Rollins might even miss WrestleMania. We'll get more into that in a moment. But Seth freaking Rollins goes on to defeat Jinder Mahal to retain the World Heavyweight Championship in what was one of the more classic Raw matches I've seen in a long time. Still ended with a clean finish. And after seeing this, my God, how can you argue that Seth Rollins is freaking unstoppable right now under the booking of Triple H? This guy is beating everybody week after week after week after week. Now, Jinder looked phenomenal. All right, I loved it. All right, Indus Sher making their triumphant return back to Raw. I still see Jinder coming out on top out of all this. Maybe not tonight. Maybe not in this matchup. And that's unfortunate. Damian Priest would try to cash in. That would be stopped by Drew McIntyre. Indus Sher would get the briefcase and use it to get a shot on Seth Rollins. Jinder would hit the Colossus. And I thought this shit was over. But no. Seth Rollins kicks out. Manages to get the curb stomp off, and we go off the air with Seth freaking Rollins still your WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Jay, go ahead. What did you think of this match?
I'm going to just say Stephen Chambers. I think Alba Fire and Isla Dawn are getting a tag match on SmackDown. Savage, check that out.
That's going to be good.
But, you know, I'm going to just say this about the match real quick. It was good, but it wasn't nearly as good as the other matches. Seth Rollins defended the belt like a Drew, like a Nakamura. Savage, when someone cuts a promo, and I saw the promo on Facebook, and they're talking and they weren't thanking the fans, it gets me scared. Maybe it's an ACL. I hope not.
That's what they said tonight, that he might be. Somebody said it. He might be out for a while.
If someone, just thinking about it, if you're cutting a promo and you're on the mic and you're hurt and you're limping after the promo and you're just thanking the fans or whatever, I get that part. You do it every night, no doubt. But this night is just completely different because you need help to get out. It just scares me, Savage. Now, we're going to talk about someone that tore the ACL later on tonight, but I'm a little scared, Savage. This could change the whole plan.
This could change the whole landscape of the WWE, the plans for WrestleMania, everything. We might get like a classic championship tournament at the Royal Rumble. They might turn around and say, whoever wins the Rumble becomes the World Heavyweight Champion. They might just do that.
Why was he doing a springboard moonsault anyway? He doesn't even do that. It's like a Jericho move.
I don't know, but I've always felt like with the way he works, where he wrestles probably 4 to 5 times a week sometimes all over the world.
Jinder was going to lose. I agree, man.
He might need to hold off on some of these high-risk moves just a little bit. Save them for the Manias. Save them for the Rumbles. Save them for the Survivor Series. You don't need to be doing that crazy shit on Raw.
Listen,
he's already had a knee injury.
Let me ask you.
The ankle injury would be devastating.
To me, this match was 10 minutes on my DVR. Was it worth doing all that stuff?
I think it was because, listen, these things are going to happen. You never know when it's going to happen, and you can't think like that. We got to think forward thinking and positive. Chances are that Seth Rollins is going to be okay. We still have a long time to WrestleMania. So let's just see what the doctors have to say. Let's not get crazy about anything. All right? Let's just relax. What we need to talk about for a second, we need to talk about Marty Jannetty. All right? And the reason we got to talk about Marty Jannetty is because I have an episode coming up with him on Thursday that's going to be crazy. I happen to, let's just play the clip. Let's just play the clip, Jay. So I wanted to let everybody know that Savage got his hands on a VCR finally, and I went ahead and digitized the entire India vacation of one Marty Jannetty. I have footage of Marty. He's about to get on this bike. I got the full unedited footage, and this shit is too good to be true. And it's good shit. You're going to want to watch all the footage I have of Marty running wild all over India, wrestling in India. And guess what? Matches with Van Bigelow, matches with Marty Jannetty, battle royales that have never been seen before to the public. Look at Marty going for a little joyride here, man. Only on Wrestling with Savage, only on the Party with Marty will you be able to see this footage, and it's coming to you soon. It's going to be exclusive footage, and it's unedited, man. We have the whole tape digitized, and only the members of the Party with Marty will get access to the full 2 hours of unedited footage, pranks, ribs, jokes, and shenanigans like this, like Marty Jannetty about to drive into the hotel lobby. For what reason, I don't know, other than to maybe get one of these guys a tuna thin sandwich. Make sure you subscribe to the Party with Marty. Make sure you subscribe to Wrestling with Savage. It's going to be one hell of a ride, I promise you that. So, very excited to release the full footage of that. I've already seen it. There's some crazy shit on there. Some unbelievable ribs. Marty getting ribbed at the airport while he's sleeping. By the way, he's wearing a Cowboys hat in there, so I don't know if he's a Cowboys fan.
Marty getting ripped at the airport, you just said?
Getting ribbed by other wrestlers.
I was like, whoa, wait.
There's a battle royale in India. I got footage of him talking to people inside the hotel, flirting with ladies, making fun of people, pranking people. It's good shit. You're not going to want to miss it, and that's going to be coming very soon. But a lot of things are coming to Wrestling with Savage. You're watching the weekly update. Like I said, we do it every Tuesday. Tomorrow night, you can watch the AEW weekly update. Let's see if Jay loves AEW a little more this week than last week. Stick around to find out. Saturday, January 27th, Royal Rumble. Wrestling with Savage will bring you a live play-by-play so you can get my live reaction to the Rumble, the official beginning of the road to WrestleMania. Who do you think's winning this match?
Logan Paul.
Yeah, I agree. I think Logan Paul retains, man.
Too obvious.
Yeah, Logan Paul retains. Make sure you head on over to the Superstore, Royal Rumble Superstore. There's going to be a lot of exclusive merch you can pick up. Now, I want to get into BPW Inception. It's coming up January 28th. Let's get an inside look at the matches that have already been announced. Breaking news here. Huge match announcements for the Battlefield Inception coming to you live Sunday, January 28th. Look at this singles matchup. Malik Del Vante versus Myung Jae Lee. If you've never seen them in action, this is your chance to watch superstars in the making. Also in action, Charlie Tiger taking on Code Red, the infamous OG. Let's see. This is going to be a hard-hitting match. For sure. Also in action, championship material taking on the Vetrano brothers. This should be an absolute tag team clinic in Broadheadsville, Pennsylvania. Also in action, they might break the ring down. Ox Adams versus Bobby Buffet. Talk about meat on meat. This is going to be a huge matchup on pay-per-view. Also, Deal Bando taking on Dan Muff. And Deal Bando, you are a superstar, but you may never be the same again after getting in the ring with this absolute monster of a human being. And let's not forget about our main event, the champion KC Navarro taking on Spencer Slade, and it's all going down live Sunday, January 28th from Broadheadsville, Pennsylvania, and you can watch it live anytime on the Premier Streaming Network. I'll see you at the battlefield. Now make sure you're watching Inception live on pay-per-view. Sign up to Premier Streaming Network. I'll be in the house if you want. Come on down to 137 Aaron Lane in Broadheadsville, Pennsylvania, and watch the show live. There's nothing like it in the world today. One of the best indie promotions
a match
in the world. Savage will be there. And you don't know what's going to happen, all right? Last time I took Tony's title. Next time I might actually take it home.
He was actually on the show.
Premier Streaming Network, $9.99. Shout out to Tantalizing Tony. Hopefully he's there. Make sure you go to Pro Wrestling Tees where you can support Wrestling with Savage. You can support the Wrestling Universe. You can support the Party with Marty. And make sure you come on down to the Wrestling Universe. We have Kevin Sullivan, January 28th. Alberto Del Rio, February 3rd. And then February 10th, ECW Day. And you can see the list of names. I'm not even going to name them all because there's too many to name. The only one I'll probably talk about for a moment is Rob Van Dam, because he'll be there all day from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. So if you're in the area and you wanted to meet all the ECW legends in one day, in one shot, guess what? You got your shot. Come on down. It's worth the drive, whether you're in Massachusetts, New Jersey, Philadelphia, Connecticut. Shit, man. Even if you're in Florida, if you've never met all the ECW superstars all in one shot, hop on the plane. Tickets are cheap as hell right now. Come on down to the Wrestling Universe in Queens, New York, the greatest wrestling store in the world today. And that's just a fact. You can also meet Rikishi February 16th. We have Mick Foley. You can meet the Faces, all three of them, all 4 or 5. He probably has 6 by now. March 17th. And then WrestleCon. Savage will be in the house with the House of Heathens. And Marty Jannetty. And one other surprise guest that I can't name until February 14th. Valentine's Day. And trust me, it's a sweet one. That's right. Tony Gurria will also be at the Wrestling Universe May 5th. Very big-time wrestling legend here. Former tag team champion with, I believe, what's his name? With a spray can, the model. Rick the Model Martel. Very good wrestler. And just announced today, May 5th, meet Stan Hansen, another WWE Hall of Famer. And like I said, these happen at the Wrestling Universe all year long. Jay, it's your favorite time of night. It's time to get into NXT.
Everybody's favorite time of night.
It's time to get into NXT. And NXT tonight would open up with an interesting tag team match between Trick Williams, Carmelo Hayes. We have Inofi and Blade over here. My God. I actually am shocked. I did not think that Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams would be able to work together so well and come out on top. And by the way, hell of an elbow drop right there. Big shout out for that elbow drop. Major height on that one. Good match, though. I enjoyed the match, but I was kind of surprised that they worked so well together. And it was Trick Williams who ended up getting the winning shot with that big knee to the face. And they would move on in the Dusty Rhodes Classic. What was your thoughts on this opening match, Jay?
It was an okay match, Savage, but let's face it, there was some flubber spots. I thought Blade almost killed himself on the outside doing that moonsault. Luckily for Trick to catch him towards the end. I mean, Jesus, that would have been a disaster. Trick's neck breakers look like pure trash to me. I don't care what anybody says. Oh, it's different. It's more of a one-arm neck breaker. No, it's just trash. He only has one best move. It's a drop kick, and that's pretty much it, Savage. But I agree with you on one thing. These guys do have chemistry. I don't know why they didn't tag a long time ago. They
do have chemistry, and I was shocked to see them working so well together, considering how off they've been in the last couple of weeks, you know, getting in each other's skin. And great match, though, to open up the night. I really enjoyed it. Trick Williams looked phenomenal. Carmelo looked phenomenal. And they look like a hell of a tag team. Just like Jay said, they should have been a tag team earlier. Fallon Henley here talking a lot of trash, basically stating that she's going to win that Battle Royale at the end of the night. We'll have to wait and see if she lived up to the hype. Now, Oba Femi would come out and have his moment in the sun. And then Dragon Lee would come out and basically challenge him to a match, saying he hopes that he would be like Wes Lee. He hopes he would be like him and continue the open challenge. Oba Femi's like, nah, bro. I don't think so. And then he's like, all right, well, I want my championship rematch at Vengeance Day. And Oba's like, I'll consider it. And walks away. What was your take on this? And Steven, I probably will be at the Raw April 1st.
Who's going to be there, Steven? Will you be there, Steven Chambers, is what we ask you.
How did Oba hit you? I thought Dragon Lee kind of shit the bed a little bit on the mic.
First of all, Dragon Lee really was super rough tonight. I don't know what happened. But let's talk about the NXT North American champion, Oba Femi. Savage, I know you can cut promos with your eyes closed. But when you're a wrestler, I'm sure, and you're a beginner, you stumble. You stumble on what you're going to say. You stumble on what you're going to think. Hey, it happens, right? You're a rookie. This rookie Savage was full of confidence. Femi had confidence on the mic. He dressed the part. People tried to get at him. He laughed it off and continued. No stumbling whatsoever. This guy got it, Savage. I could see why they put the strap on him. Now, you may think I'm crazy. I want to hear your take on it. But this guy has charisma and he has confidence. And when you have those two, Savage, you're going to go far. I'm going to say he's a future NXT champ. And I like what he did at Dragon Lee. He just had to say one word. You want a match tonight? No.
I disagree with Steven Chambers. I don't think he needs to improve his mic skills. I think he just needs to get more opportunity.
No.
He needs to get more opportunity to talk. He has the only thing he's missing. He has everything in the world except one thing. Do you know what that one thing is, Jay? It's experience.
I have no.
It's experience, and that's not his fault. The experience will come now every week with the reps. That's what he needs.
Great. The fans try to get at him, Savage, and he played.
No, he's phenomenal. Like I said, he has everything in the world except experience, and that's why he needs this. He needs to come out every week. He's just going to get better.
He's a heel.
He's going to keep getting better, though. He's great already.
What he didn't need to say much. And whatever
it was fine. I thought it was fine. He played the role just fine, man. I have no problem with him tonight at all. Now, I'm sure you got something to say on this crap right here. All right, go ahead, Jay. Go ahead. I know.
I really thought this guy was a DJ. I don't know. Now he's all 100% Native American, and now we have another guy Native American. Savage. They could be definitely a tag team in the future, but I don't know where we're going with this guy. I think he's lost. I really do.
Well, he's going to end up having a match with Dijak later in the night, which we'll get into, but I thought it was a good test for his first night on the NXT main roster over here. Two Tatankas, that's their name? I like it. Two Tatankas, all right.
Two Tatankas.
We see a little moment here with Trick Williams and Dragunov, and basically Trick Williams kind of forgot that he already has a match at Vengeance Day, and basically accepted another match with Dragunov for the championship. Looks like Trick Williams is going to be doing double duty. Carmelo Hayes looks a little confused because it's like, come on, what the hell, man? What the hell? What did you think about this?
It's a bait switch. I've been saying it for weeks. It's the bait switch. We all got baited. They were going to have a match, and now we're going to get it on the PLE on Vengeance Day. I called it. Now, I'll say this to everybody. Did Ilya look bad tonight? He's not hurt, folks. Jesus. So we just did the bait switch. And I hate it, Savage. I hate it. This is proof right here. Can't hear you, buddy. You must be on mute. But anyway, I guess I'll take it over because we can.
No, next tag team match coming up. Sorry about that. Yeah, I listen. Carmelo Hayes, Trick Williams. We're gonna have to wait and see what's gonna happen there. I'm surprised they even came on top with the win, but it makes sense when you think about it because they want to further the storyline. How do you further the storyline? By doing things like this, where you make things matter. Now they have a big opportunity, but I think they're all doomed, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But first, let's get into this match right here. Tag team match. Valkyria, Tatum Paxley going against Lola Vice, Elektra Lopez. And, of course, the match itself, I actually enjoyed the match until the finish. I thought the finish, the last couple of minutes were a little choppy. But the beginning was solid. In the end, Lola Vice looked, I think, a little... She needs a little work. Elektra Lopez looked like she's ready to be on the main roster right now, though, by the way.
I disagree, Savage. I think out of the four women, besides Valkyria, the other three need work. Paxley was slipping on her own feet. I thought she had butter on the bottom of her shoe or something, or snow. She was just slipping on ice. She was slipping on the top rope. She was slipping doing back flips and shit. I don't know what's up with this girl. Maybe she was nervous. But it didn't do it for me, Savage. And I'm telling you, what I did like to see was the finish. I like that Paxley and Valkyria together because let's face it, Savage, this girl is in cold red. She needs a character. She does not have it. She's not connecting with the crowd. I know what she could do. Show me a character. Show me you.
Wait and see. Ariana Grace is going off in the back about how she's going to win the Battle Royal. And then, of course, everybody would clear the locker room. She'd end up talking to herself. Now we get into Rich Holland, who's going to have a matchup with Joe Coffey, absolutely wrecking him. And then this would lead to Gallus beating the hell out of Rich Holland relentlessly. And I guess that's where we're going with this storyline here. Just getting Ridge some match time.
I'm disgusted that he even got some ring time. Jesus, this match didn't do nothing for me whatsoever, Savage. But I'm going to tell you something. Rich Holland looks like a freak, all right? Yeah. He's like, what, 240, 250, strong as an ox. And he doesn't, what is it? I don't know if that was a sidewalk slam or nothing, but you can't do that with a big guy like that, Savage. I think that's a weak finish. I thought it was a weak finish for him. I don't think he needs it, Savage. I mean, tell me if you agree.
They ended up beating the hell out of him. The match to me was too short to really make anything of it.
No, I'm talking about the finisher. His finish, it's just like a slam on the side. 1, 2, 3.
It's a little basic. It's a little basic, but what makes it work a little bit is the fact that he's the one that's giving it. Like you said, he's a big, strong guy, freak of nature type.
I didn't book him that.
But the finisher is a little basic, but I don't know if that's going to change. Anyway, they beat the hell out of him, and we move into this NXT Anonymous. JC Jane is definitely up to no good. I don't think she has Chase U's good intentions in her heart at all.
Wow.
What do you think is happening here?
Setting something up big. We'll see Avengers Day. Something.
Okay, what'd you think about this little promo?
I still don't understand this girl's name. I don't know what she does or whatever, but...
Isn't that Petrovich?
No, that's not Petrovich.
Who's
Petrovich
this?
Is like a black...
I know that's Kiana Jordan, right? That's Kiana Jordan.
And let me tell you, Kiana Jordan looked like a star here. I mean, she can't really talk, but she's looking like a star.
Well, they had her looking like a star in that main event, too. But now let's get into my favorite part of the night. This had me popping. I thought these guys' chemistry really showed out tonight. Braun Breaker and Corbin are killing it. They're comedy gold. I could see them on the main roster as tag team champions, and I think they're winning the whole thing at the Dusty Classic. Jay, what'd you think?
I got them winning too, Savage. It's good. I mean, they're playing their parts right.
I think they're killing it right now. They're actually funny, bro. They had me laughing.
The Wolf Dogs was a good name. I like it.
Yeah, Wolf Dog. Yeah, no, Braun and the jacket too, and Corbin saying that he's the leader.
That's like his father's jacket, man.
Yeah. This whole thing over here is
awesome.
Killer, man. I'm loving this shit. Absolutely loving it.
He's a beast.
Put two heels together, two assholes together, and it works sometimes. And this is one of those cases, man. Yeah. I don't care if Baron Corbin looks like Elmer Fudd. He has a better life than everyone in this chat combined. He's cooking a big steak right now, and he's tag teaming with Braun Breaker. It's a good life.
Beast. Braun's a beast.
Now let's get into the next matchup in the Dusty Classic. We have Chase U taking on LWO, Duke Hudson, Riley Osborne. And Andre Chase just looking like a bum now. It looks like he's kind of... Remember when they were doing Bum Corbin?
Yeah.
It's kind of like what they're doing here with Chase. Bum Andre Chase, basically. LWO, of course, looking strong. And I knew they were going to pick up the win because they got so much momentum from SmackDown here. And Chase U's been doing nothing but failing lately. So we kind of knew that this was going to happen. And they went all out on the finish. Drop kick. Suicide dive, splash, another 450 splash. They went to town, and they are the winners. And now we have a picture at the finals, which we will see next week. Braun Breaker, Baron Corbin, taking on Axiom and Nathan Frazier. LWO, taking on Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. I definitely see Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin winning this whole thing. there's no way that I don't...
I got them and LWO at the finals.
Yeah, and it's going to be a good match, but Baron Corbin and Braun Breaker will just prove to be too much, no matter how hot LWO is.
Yeah, and this match proved it, Savage. This was a really good match. They're on fire, like I
called or they just end up imploding, and then that leads to a match between Braun and...
I mean, they came out with SmackDown presentation in front of them. That just tells me they don't need to win this tournament, but they can make it to the finals.
Yeah. Well, we're going to find out for sure. I wouldn't be surprised if LWO wins this. I mean... Wouldn't surprise me. Now we have Tony D, Stax Lorenzo, and they got their new girl here, and they're trying to pump her up because I believe she's in the Battle Royal, right?
Yeah, I didn't even see her tonight.
I don't remember seeing her. They said she was going to be in it, but I definitely don't remember seeing her. Now, this was also very good. because this came out of left field. I don't care what you say, Jay. This shit got me a pop. My man's just sitting there, Booker T, Vic, they don't know what to think. And I love how they only showed his name. And like, it's just great. He's got the smile, the beard, the jacket. They don't know what to do with him. Jay, what did you think?
It makes no sense. But it made sense later on, but it didn't make sense at first.
It was fucking great. I loved it, man. We go into this now where basically Noam Dar is going to get disrespected over here. And my God, what are we going to do with Von Wagner?
This proves what I said, Savage.
What are we doing with Von Wagner, man? He's just sticking dirty cups in Noam Dar's Heritage Cup.
Wagner. Josh Bridges took over Von Wagner's spot.
The disrespect here to stick that dirty, filthy cup in the Heritage Cup.
Well, here's my thing.
Can Von Wagner win this Heritage Cup, Jay?
No, just answer me this. Why in 2024, 2023 Von Wagner was serious. 2024 Von Wagner was a dummy. You can't do math. What?
It's different book and different direction. I don't know what we're doing. Same thing we're doing with Dijak. I don't even know what we're doing with Dijak anymore. He's just beating people up. He's going to have a match with the new boy on the block, Trey Bearhill, who apparently is Native American. Is he really Native American? Or is he just playing a Native American?
I mean, if Thorpe is Native American, I guess he's Native American.
Speaking of Native American, man, I'm kind of all into the Native Americans right now because I watched that new show. Did you watch the new show on Disney Plus called Echo? Very good show. It's a spin-off of Daredevil. You should watch it.
Rick and Morty life.
Trey, I have never even seen one episode of that. Anyway, Trey would try his best, but Dijak would end up getting that big kick that he's known for and put this boy to sleep. But what did you think about Bear and his first NXT match against Dijak? Do you think he held his own?
He has potential, yes, and I think he's better than that Hank Walker guy and that Tank guy. I think he's better than both.
I can agree with that. And then we see Joe Gacy give Dijak the headbutt. I thought Dijak was going to end up losing after this, but then he still ends up getting that big kick to the head, and it's over. He put Bear out, got the 1-2-3. Him and Joe Gacy would continue to fight here. I guess they're going to go off to have a match probably next week, I believe.
That's the feud. That's what we're doing with Joe Gacy.
All right. I'm interested, though. I want to see. Is Joe Gacy going to bring it to Dijak? Do you think Joe Gacy has a chance against Dijak?
I'm pretty sure he's going to get the win. I mean, why would you?
Now, more interesting, we have Lexis King coming out. He's attacking the new guy, basically telling him, you cost me the biggest opportunity of my life. Don't do that. Start slapping him.
This was great, and I think this Bear Hill guy needs to work with Lexis King. So this was great.
This should be interesting right here. Lexis King looking phenomenal.
A lot of heat this guy has. A lot of heat.
Yeah, definitely. You know, the bottom half of his face doesn't even look real.
So, I mean, AEW must be kicking themselves when they see this guy. Yeah,
he's got a big future. Actually, somebody asked him today, what would be your dream match in WWE right now? And he says, I can't wait for the day that I meet Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania so we can tell the best story ever told. And, you know, we can talk about my father, we can talk about his father, and our road to get to where we are now.
I would love to see him have a match with Cameron Grimes. I think that would be a real good banger.
It's going to happen. How long do you think before we see Lexis make an appearance on Raw?
I think it's going to be a while, Savage. I think you need to make this guy champion of whatever that is, and then moving on. I just don't know what belt. I just don't know.
I think you're right. I think it's going to be at least a full calendar year before we see him make maybe next year's Royal Rumble.
I got him winning North American, but you got to be careful because Wesley will come back. So who knows?
We're going to see. I wouldn't mind if they put him in the World Heavyweight title picture like later this year.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind either.
Now, JBL with Briggs over here, giving him some solid advice, basically telling him you have to become who you are. Like, who are you? Who are you? He's trying to like inspire him to maybe like branch out into that singles spotlight and just take over here. Do you think this was going to help his career, Jay?
This basically said he took Von Wagner's spot. I'm agree with it. I'm cool with it. And yeah, this did it for me. It was good.
So he's going to be the new big guy. How about this vignette right here, man? A quarters. What do they call it? Arm and quarter?
I don't know. Dimes and quarters.
Dimes and quarters. Is anything going to come out of this, or is this just going to be like the Job Squad?
They're all losers. Come on, let's face it.
All right, they're all losers. Now we got more Trick Williams, Carmelo. They're still kind of contemplating what's going to happen at Vengeance Day because now Trick
for the
has a
last
match.
2 years, they've been contemplating.
Yeah, they've been doing a lot of contemplating. And hopefully we get some answers at Vengeance Day. Semi-final next week, Braun Breaker, Baron Corbin taking on Axiom, Nathan Frazier. Make sure you tune in. Now we get into the Women's Battle Royale, and the winner would be the new #1 contender for the Women's Championship. And not everybody got an entrance, but Izzy did. All right, Kiana James did. There's all the women in the ring. I think we'd get one more entrance. But first they would tell us about Cora Jade getting hurt, ACL injury, and they said she might be out for up to a year, Jay.
Oh, yeah, Savages. This was so heartbreaking. I couldn't believe. I guess people knew about it, but this was the first time I found out. Like, my heart sank, man. She just literally came back on TV.
She just came back.
She's going to be off. And I'm pretty sure, Savage, she was the one to take the belt off Valkyria. It just breaks me.
She was looking like she was heading that way. Definitely had a lot of momentum, but I guess we're going to have to wait and see. Hopefully, maybe we get some good news over the next couple of months. But right now, the word is here we will be out.
Ron, where are you? I know you broke up with the chick, but where are you? We need you, man.
Now, Thea Hale would get her own entrance, and I actually thought, and Blair Davenport too, I actually thought Thea was going to win this whole thing. She came close. She had a good run. Everybody in this match, I thought, did a phenomenal job. It was a great battle royal. I liked it way more than I thought I was. A lot of the eliminations were spot on. There was some hard-hitting shots from Lash Legend, and there was some drama between Blair Davenport. There was some drama between Thea Hale, Ariana Grace. There was a lot going on in this match, and you can kind of see all the rivalries over the last few years kind of playing out. Fallon Henley really stepping it up at the end, looking like a boss, beating the hell. I thought Fallon Henley was going to win for a minute. I thought Thea Hale was going to win for a minute. I thought Lash Legend was going to win for a minute. They were killing this shit, man. I really enjoyed this battle royal. So did the NXT universe. Everybody was chanting, "This is awesome." And of course, what made this battle royal unique is we got down to the final 4 competitors, and now it's not a battle royal. Now the next person who gets a pinfall is the winner, and this got interesting. And I was kind of surprised when I didn't see Roxanne Perez get an entrance, but you see her standing there in the beginning, and I just said, watch her win this whole freaking thing. Because when you're looking at the bodies in the ring right now, Roxanne is clearly the favorite statistically. Former NXT champion, she's won a lot of big-time matches, and guess what? She did it again, folks. But Kiana Jordan also showed out tonight. Fallon Henley showed out tonight. Kiana James showed out tonight. I thought Kiana James was the most impressive looking woman in the ring tonight. She looked so main roster ready tonight. Her movements, her shots, and actually Lash Legend showed me a lot in this too. Some of those forearm shots she was catching, the intensity. I really liked this match way more than I thought I was, Jay. I really did.
Yeah, these could be hit or misses, but they hit it tonight. I not cool with the finish, even though I'm a big Roxanne Perez fan. I don't mind that she wins, but I really thought it should have been Henley, especially when we saw a segment with her earlier in the night. So I was really disappointed at that. I think she deserves to be on that top spot, or at least fight for it. But they're really going out with Lara Valkyria. Let me tell you something. If Roxanne Perez wins this thing, they're giving you the top female talent in the whole roster of NXT. Let's face it, whether you hate her or not, whether you agree with me or you think I'm crazy, it's a fact. And if this girl does not show me any character or any side or anything in this match, Savage, I'm going to flip my TV and break it. I'm serious. I'm just going to flip it out because they're giving this girl everything on a silver effing platter. And if she can't get it on Vengeance Day against Roxanne Perez, I don't know. Now, I don't mind Roxanne Perez winning because Valkyria has no character. But let's face it, Savage, I don't mind seeing Roxanne Perez turn heel when she loses against Valkyria.
I think they're using this as an opportunity to right the course of the ship. And that ship is being steered by Roxanne Perez. Now, I would have been happy with Fallon Henley winning. I would have been happy with Kiana James winning. I would have been happy with Thea Hale winning. my point is that there has never been such a good influx of female talent in NXT at the same time right now since the back in the day when we had Bayley, Becky, Sasha, and Charlotte all in there at the same time. Such a crop of talent that are going to be incredible additions to the main roster over time. Saddest thing out of all of this week, Seth Rollins hurt, Cora Jade hurt. Sucks. I hope they both get back sooner than later, but we're out of here. That was NXT. We'll have to wait till next week to see what's going to happen on Friday Night SmackDown. By the way,
wait for next week.
Do you even care about Dolph Ziggler in Impact?
I saw it, but it didn't do nothing for me. Let's face it. It was a little awkward.
I wonder why he would go to Impact and not AEW.
I don't know, Sam. I think he did the right move.
He's probably has a bigger shot of bigger shot of winning a championship in Impact than he does in AEW.
And the roster is small; it's not huge as in AEW, so he has opportunity.
I wonder if he signed a long-term contract or if this is going to be a per-show basis. Maybe it's an independent contract. I don't know.
I'm trying to see if he's going to fight David Finlay from Wrestle Kingdom's altercation. Like, they never announced that.
No, I'm sure that's going to come into light in the next couple of weeks. That was actually probably the best shit he did besides Impact. But it was nice to see that TNA or Impact, whatever they're calling it nowadays, was in an actual arena this time. There was more than like 200 people in the building.
Trinity's last match, supposedly. And Bayley was there. Mercedes Moné was there.
Yeah.
Dana Brooks' new character was there.
Yeah, a lot of heat with Dana Brooke. A lot of fans are pissed at her.
She looked different, didn't she? Look, I thought her face was.
Do you think she's trying to copy Tony Storm's gimmick?
I don't. Yeah, of course, but what happened to her face? It just looked like she did some plastic surgery type.
No, I think it's the makeup and the hair. They were just going for a different look, man.
What the F?
I have no idea. But we'll be back tomorrow night for AEW Weekly Update. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, share, and we'll catch you next time right here on Wrestling with Savage.
You smell nice. All right.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, brought you live as a champ. Our last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage. SmackDown, hold the title. This is Wrestling with Savage. What?
Wrestling with Savage begins now.
We're out of here.